Devotion is that which generates knowledge. Knowledge is that which fashions freedom. A quote by Goswami Tulsidas, a great poet, philosopher, and social reformer who lived in India in the 16th century. He is more popularly known as the author of Ramcharitramanas, an adaptation of the Ramayana. Hello, my name is Malati, and this is my show titled The Impressive Empress. Here we talk to women leaders, women who have had a humble beginning and have forged their way to leadership, a position to which they have been elevated thanks to their selfless efforts at making a positive difference to the world. We all know that knowledge is power. In today's digital world, a lot of information and content are freely available on anything and everything at the touch of a button. The knowledge is obtained by taking in information, memorizing them, and making them available in meaningful ways. As we continue to gain knowledge, we are able to make better sense of the information gathered and can connect the dots in hindsight. We then move on to become insightful, where we are able to apply our knowledge gained to obtain solutions to deeper problems. But the actual power lies in our wisdom when we start using our insights to facilitate informed decision making that makes this world a better place. And this is the power of knowledge. Our today's guest, Srimati Vishaka Hari, is a practitioner of the ancient, beautiful form of art called the Harikatha or the Katha keerthan. Herein, she weaves beautiful stories of value and wisdom interspersed with mellifluous songs of yesteryears' great composers. She has recently founded the VIJAYASHRI School of Harikatha, a patashaala to promote the art of Harikatha and a medium to promote our culture, values, and Dharma. She has received several awards, including the Kalaimamani Award, the Yuva Puraskar Award, the Lifetime Achievement Awards, and the MS Subbulakshmi Award, to name a few. Academically, also, she has been a star all through. I'm truly honored to have her on the show talking to me about her inner transformations and life lessons that makes Vishaka the impressive empress. Very good afternoon, Srimati Vishaka. Welcome to our show titled The Impressive Empress, where we are talking to women leaders from various walks of life, trying to understand their journey thus far in their lives. Most importantly, it is about their personal growth, inside how they have grown. The inner journey of a woman is what we are trying to understand. Welcome to the show. Could you
Thank
please
you.
briefly introduce about yourself and the art form called Harikatha that you are doing?
Namaskaram to one and all. Introduction about myself. I would rather say I'm the disciple of my gurus. I think that is the best introduction I could possibly think of. So my gurus, Sri Krishna Premi Swamigal, fondly called as Sri Anna, Padma Bhushan Lal Guri Jayaraman sir, and my husband Sri Hariji. So I'm the disciple of these three great gurus. And about the art form, Harikatha is a very beautiful art wherein there is a blend of story, music, sometimes dance, other art forms, narration, philosophy, and taking messages to the society. So it is a one person and many fields together. So one person theatre art form, probably. So this is a very special art form which combines many arts in one genre.
Amazing. I've been a big fan of you in the recent past, and I'm so excited that I'm talking to you and hearing from you. Hearing from the horse's mouth that they would say. And I loved your explanation about what it means. The horse's mouth, and wonderful. So having such academic excellence, many of our viewers probably know that you are a chartered accountant, and by reading through your profile, I understand that you came third in the All India finals, and not only in CA, you have a big list of academic excellences that you have achieved. If it was any other woman, they would have taken the professional route of having their own accountants offers, or having or growing up the corporate ladder. What motivated you, or what influenced you to get into this line of Harikatha?
I think it is completely God's will, divine intervention, because it was nothing of a conscious decision. Most of us, I think, most of the artists, or even why artists, everybody's life is guided by a higher factor. And I think it is that supreme force which has made me take this path. It has never been a very conscious decision at all. So my mother always used to insist that whatever we do, we need to excel. Whatever we take up, even if it's cooking, do it with all your sincerity and love, and then that gives a sense of fulfillment. So completely divine will.
Wonderful. I mean, even for divine will to act, there would be some kind of life events that kind of gently nudges us towards that. Did something like that happen in your life too? Could you please share something on that?
Very true. My marriage to Sri Hariji, I think that is where the transformation, the metamorphosis took place. So when I got married, then it was just as a very casual event that I was singing Tyagaraja Swami songs. I continuously sing before my gurus. So when I sang on one occasion, my guru Sri Anna said, why you sing Tyagaraja Swami songs? Why don't you give a few lines of the meaning of Tyagaraja Swami's keerthanas along with the singing, so that all of us can understand, all the people can understand what he really wanted to convey through that Telugu composition. Likewise for Kannada Purandaradasa or for Marathi Abhangs, because there are so many regional languages which are truly comprehensible only for that particular state. But as musicians, we sing keertanas and the abhangs and the bhajans of various composers. So he suggested that why don't you give the meaning of the composition as well? So it just started casually, and I think then stage by stage, my guru and God have led me to what we are right now.
And did you have to give up something to take this profession, if I may call that?
Give up in the sense, I've always wanted to be in the spiritual field, like in the sense, always wanted to get elevated spiritually. So my marriage itself was like giving up everything else that usually a college girl or a very young teenager would love to. I didn't want to be that usual typical college girl. So I wanted to move towards the higher zone. So where we can really feel the divine presence. I think it is the divine will which led me to that, which motivated me to maybe move up towards him. So like how Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, if we just place one step, he lifts us up 10,000 steps. So it's like that. I just placed one step. He's lifted me many steps undeservingly, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, doing CA itself takes so many years, and to attain the kind of proficiency that you have attained with your Harikatha, how many years of training did you have to go through, and what are the difficulties that you faced?
Truly speaking, my parents, both my mother and father, used to take me and my brother to Sri Anna's Upanyasams, Sri Hariji's Upanyasams, and my brother-in-law Sri Rangaji's Upanyasams. So right from our very young age, we've been exposed to hearing the glory of our rich Indian culture, heritage, And why India alone? Generally, the spirituality in common. So we have been hearing lectures of such great gurus. So slowly, I never dreamt of performing myself. I was just listening, even after marriage, was just listening to my husband. So years of training as such, I wasn't trained into Harikatha as like do this and do that and don't do this. We were trained in vocal Carnatic music by Lal Gudi sir, me and my brother. And after that, when my guru told me that this is the path where you should try to explain, my husband tutored me into how to present it, because as a Rosarian, I was just then out of the convent, and even talking in Tamil in those days was a big difficulty for me, continuously in Tamil. So that was a challenge that I faced. So I said, Illa, this is not possible for me. I cannot talk sentences together in Tamil. See, I was not used to it during those times. It's 20 years perhaps. So in 2001 when I got married. So, and 2003 is when this event happened. So this was a challenge. But then my husband was very kind enough, very sweet enough, and my gurus, both my gurus, they said, don't worry, you just sing, and whatever comes to your heart, just go on with it. So you need not prepare anything artificially, just talk from your heart. So that is how it's all started. Then Hariji, my husband, would help me present the Harikathas wherever this presentation he felt it was not in the right form. He would help me out. That took maybe say some 10 to 15 Harikathas he taught me, and then he said, now you are on. You cannot expect me to spoon feed you for every Katha. So this is the way you should do. And I think you have heard enough from me and you are going on hearing. So this is something that you need to get inspired by, and you cannot just spoon feed everything into one's mouth. You just take off from here. One fine day he said, he let me out. That's it.
And in the initial days, were you performing along with your husband and guru, or were you all by yourself from day one?
First, Harikathas, see, vocal concerts we've been giving, me and my brother, we've been giving from our school days. So, but the first Harikatha, my guru said, he just informed, you're going to do Tyagaraja Charitram today. It was his Katha. Thousands of people, almost I can remember 2,000, 3,000 people at RR Sabha, Rasikaranjani Sabha. He said, now this is your turn, me Harikatha panna. And I was just shivering. Nothing that I could think of except the 3,000 people before me didn't matter, but my guru sitting before me was my greatest fear and my greatest motivation, all mixed emotions, fear, joy, bliss, everything together. So then I just did it before him. Nothing actually came into my perception except my guru smile and laugh and nod and everything. So that moment, he just he was almost in tears. He cried. Tyagaraja Swami ke the Pandra Periya Arpanama. It was during the Tyagaraja Swami's Aradhana. He said, you are doing the Katha today. So it just began like that. So with my gurus, I have performed. With Hariji, I have performed with, that is with not on the same stage. After he does or before he does, he would always give me an opportunity to do to present a small Katha. And then I have done individually also. So right at the beginning's preliminary stages, he was always there to see if I'm doing it right. Or Nana edavadhu sharadu vidrena, my own, it should be with authenticity, right?
Yeah.
So not my own opinions or biased views, nothing of that sort. He wanted me to be sticking to the Moola Grantha. So,
yeah. I mean, there's always a saying, no? I mean, some people learn swimming the traditional way. They go to a teacher, get trained, and there are others, many in India, including my husband, they just jump into the water and they learn to swim. So
exactly. Exactly. I've jumped into the waters and then started to learn. Yes, truly.
But the fear of public speaking, I read that this famous comedian Jerry Seinfeld once said that the fear of public speaking is the number one phobia in the country. He's from the US, so he was talking a bit about America. He says it's even greater than the fear of death. He said, he went on to joke, if you go to a funeral, you're better off in the casket than doing the eulogy. So this seems to be true even today. The fear of public speaking seems to be hindering the growth of many capable persons to actualize their potential. How did you conquer this stage fear, or was it that you never had it because you were performing from your childhood?
Stage fear, perhaps you're right, in the sense we've been facing many stages right from our very early before audience is small. So maybe and when you think you are speaking from your heart, not to appease or satisfy anybody in the audience, but it's just towards your soul satisfaction, then I think that fear goes away. You don't want anybody to applaud you. That is not your motive. You want to share your knowledge or share your experiences or share rather what you feel and what our rishis of yesteryears have passed on to posterity. I think if the goal is a higher goal, then these other fears or other phobias, I think it will just pass away like a cloud. We have to look at the higher purpose.
Very well said. What is it that you're doing on a continuous basis, on a daily basis, or perhaps on a routine basis to ensure that you remain a good social influencer who not only imparts knowledge but also has a, like you say, a higher purpose which imparts knowledge, good values, and the religious beliefs in people? How are you maintaining that position?
Okay. For my Atma Shuddhi, my Abhyasa, I sing, practice on a day-to-day basis and read a lot of my Guru's Granthas and other books like Devitan Kural and other very inspiring quotes. For the social part, we have started this school called VIJAYASHRI School of Harikatha in my mother's name, which started on Mahashivratri of this February. So it's almost 4-5 months since the school was born. It's in an infant school, but even as an infant, I think we've seen a huge growth in the students' lives. We have started this Vijayashri Satsang, where we reach out to all those people who are really interested in learning, elevating, enriching, like what you said, in absorbing so many beautiful things that are available in this world, but there is no person to direct them. So we have started this Vijayashri School, Vijayashri Siksha, Vijayashri Satsang, and on a regular basis, we conduct these Harikathas, then Kala Kathas, like mixing 2 or 3 different types of arts of different, there are 64 Indian art forms. So mixing 2 or 3 art forms, teaching disciples. So we have almost 100 students today, right from 5-year-olds to 40-year-olds, married, not married, having children, teenagers, small children. But we filter them and then take them, like they need to know basics in Sanskrit, basic music knowledge, basic ability to receive and grasp and then give back. And those who do not get selected into the school also, we give them a basic Sanskrit classes, then speaking classes, communication, and then music classes. We have our own faculty to enrich them in our Indian arts. So this has been continuously going through the last 5-6 months every day. on an everyday basis. So the school students as well as the satsanga members, say thousands of members already there in this. So other than the YouTube channels where we post our Guru's Granthas along with the composition of Tyagaraja or Purandradasa, Sadashiva Brahmendra, every Friday that goes on the YouTube channel of VIJAYASHRI School of Harikatha, besides the Vishaka Hari YouTube. So besides that, we are reaching to people. This is all free for all and all for free concept. So free for all and all for free concept, nothing charged from students, and so it's completely non-commercial. So only those people, those students who really want to make a difference in their own lives and in the lives of others get into this.
Interesting. First of all, congratulations and best wishes for the noble work, the noble cause that you have taken up. And I wish more and more people get benefited out of this, and you continue to do the good work that you're doing. What was your mission when you started off in the beginning, and how has it changed over the course of about 18 years now since you started?
Sure. So the mission has always been let knowledge and devotion permeate and radiate throughout the cosmos. So when I started, I also believed in the same goal, let knowledge and bhakti, which is my guru's goal, Jnanam Paramaguhyam. And through the years, this Vijayashri school also has the same goal, same mission. One chariot cannot be pulled by just one person. We need a lot of people to pull the chariot. So I keep telling the students, you're all warriors, soldiers, ambassadors for this nation and for the entire world as such, because world really wants peace and solace and happiness. And if at all there is true happiness, eternal happiness, it can come only through knowledge and devotion. So this has been the mission when I started, and how it has changed through these years is it's being continued by the whole group of students. Now happily as a family together we are working towards the same mission, and I can see a lot of difference when we just keep one step, and we can see that divine is pulling us so many steps further and further and further. We can see his presence, we can feel the presence every second, every moment when we get into a noble, higher purpose of living. We can feel the divine presence every second in our life. It's not an exaggeration at all. I think it's an experience which is inexplicable. Sala Swanubhava Vedyame, Rama Bhakti Samrajyam.
Very nice, very nice. It's so wonderful to even listen to you talking and feel the emotion. You know, even though we are so many miles apart, I could still feel whatever you could say with the same kind of emotion, I think. And so the chariot is being pulled by such lovely people, and you said your family is also part of it. So my next question, as a woman, as a mother of two children, if I'm right, yeah, two children. I'm sure you're also living with your in-laws. How are you managing all that you're doing? The
Okay.
work-life balance is a big challenge today, and it has been for the last few years with more and more women taking the career path. So how do you balance that, and what could we learn from you?
I've been learning through so many experiences and people around me. So it's nothing is a conscious decision. Again, work-life balance. We just see on a day-to-day basis what is the priority. For every woman, after the marriage, husband might be the priority. After her motherhood, the child becomes the priority. For example, for myself, after my son's birth, my son is my priority rather than even everybody else other in the family. Definitely that happens for a woman, first as a wife and then as a mother, and with all people around you, and with such high standards set up for our own goal towards our society, the betterment of society. We need to keep working and working But the point is never to create unpleasantness to any member, to any family member or any disciple or any particular person around you. The point is the priority should be, it doesn't change just through situations. It changes on a day-to-day basis. If somebody in the family, for example, if the in-laws are sick, that day the in-laws get priority over everything else, over your work, over your son, over, I have one son and I stay with my in-laws. I have all my students are my children. I have many people to look after, of course. And then, so it depends on that particular day. If somebody is not feeling well, I think that person gets the priority over the rest of everything else. And if everything goes smooth, then your work comes first. Your mind actually, I think it works that way. It's natural. Only then you're able to give your 100%. If I'm not able to give my 100%, then I'll say no to that particular project. So it's not, it does nothing. That's why I gave you this date today, because I know I would not be able to give my 100%. Once everything else comes in, I think that becomes the priority. So I need to attend to my guru first. If my guru comes, he is the priority. Everything else is just zero, in fact. So the guru is the first. So, so from minute to minute, from day to day, it depends on your situations, what you think, what your heart tells you, rather than, it's not a mechanical issue where you can say this is going to be priority over this. No, it depends on that circumstance. Your heart will lead you if you truly love everybody around you, your in-laws, your parents, your brother, your brother's family, everybody. Of course, I have made mistakes. I'm learning from my mistakes. I know that nobody can be perfect. Definitely, I'm trying to become a better individual through my art form and through learning through so many other people. I'm in fact admiring how very calm and composedly you were asking the questions and enjoying the answers, smiling and appreciating. See, everywhere we have something to learn from every person, even from an insect, even from an ant. That is what in Srimad Bhagavatam, there are 24 gurus, including the spider, where Krishna says, learn from the spider, learn from the single bangle. What is there to learn from a single bangle? Doesn't make noise. Doesn't make noise. So Krishna says, learn from even non-living things. Jagat Guru means the Jagat itself is your Guru. The whole world is your Guru. So learn from everything. I think that is how every person has to manage or manages the family and the work-life balance. All that is not a conscious decision. It comes from just within.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, I also admire the way you sometimes encourage little kids to perform along with you. I think your son also has been doing along the lines as your husband or his grandfather, perhaps. Wonderful work that you're doing. How do you find energy? It's a personal question that I keep asking all my all my guests. How do you find the physical energy to do so much of work? It is not only your art that you're taking care of, it is the multitude of social causes that you're involved with, be it for the cancer patients, for the heart patients, for the destitute, for the orphans, special children. I also see that you are the ambassador for a town for the Swachh Bharat mission. You do fundraisers for the temple work. Some of the things that I would like to mention here. How do you find the time and energy or the motivation to do all that you're doing?
Okay, a simple observation that I have made through these years is, if your purpose, your goal is noble, then that goal itself gives you energy, that drive to work. If it is not so noble, then your energy gets drained out. Say, for example, we do this work just for fame or for money. It can be only a partial driver. But if you have a nobler cause, like working towards the betterment of the whole world, the society, children around should bring the knowledge and the devotion throughout, should pass on this. If it is a nobler goal, it gives, that goal itself gives you physical energy. And of course, good diet, proper diet, avoiding oily things, oily fried foods. I have never eaten puris the last 20 years, not a single vada the last 20 years. So that, because it comes as an obstacle towards a huge purpose. One vada will come as a huge obstacle towards that noble great purpose. Why to have a temptation towards that? So proper kind of diet, some pranayama, some dhyana, and keeping your mind happy always. Never get intruded or never compare yourself with others. I think all those negative emotions pull your energy, suck your energy. Like it's a waste of time. Kama and Krodha and comparing yourself with others. Oh, she is doing that and he is doing this and those people are doing that. Negativity sucks the energy from you. So keep your mind positive, and your a happy heart and a positive mind are the two factors which can build energy continuously. I see my guru who is working at 87 years, 365 days a year, 24 hours he's working at his 87th age. I'm not even half his age. So I think looking at people, looking at gurus, such great gurus who are working towards such a great cause, and even at this age, I think even looking at them gives you energy. So you draw hope and energy from your gurus, from God, from your noble mission, and from the right diet, and of course sleep and all that.
Lot of valuable tips you are giving away. Thank you so much. You mentioned about comparing oneself with another. Now, today we are living in a day and age where the comparison is not just between one woman and another woman. It is the comparison of the percentage of male versus female in the top leadership. Here I have a question from one of our listeners, an ardent supporter of ours, Kritika from Brussels. She has a very... Today we see that in the success of any organization's leadership is determined by how equal is the parity between its men and women, especially at the helm. Is this a true measure? Should we push ourselves for an equal society at all levels? Your response to this, please.
Okay, basically, I have not really faced this gender bias in leadership. I believe that whether the person is a male leader or a female leader, the leadership should be leading through love and not through fear. I don't know if maybe the females get scared of the other, or it's the opposite, whatever it is. Leadership by love always wins over leadership by fear. So I've seen my gurus leading organizations, teaching disciples. They guide, they don't control. So there is a difference. It's like walking on a knife. So guidance is what we need to give and not control. This question of the male and the female will arise when there arises the question of control rather than guidance. So if the leadership can be a guidance oriented leadership, can be a kind of a true team spirit, family spirit kind of a leadership, where it involves love and like how it's user friendly, every gadget is user friendly now. I think leaders also should become user friendly. Even presidents of nations are becoming user friendly nowadays. So if that kind of a leadership is inculcated, whether it's a male or a female leader, it will work in these kinds of these times, because this is changing times. You cannot expect the leader sitting at the top and then directing this person to do this and hierarchies and the delegation of authorities. I don't think that can work now. I'm not too familiar with the corporate sector, so I'm not able to, maybe possibly not able to answer Kritika's question 100%. But to my knowledge, I think leading by love, whether it's a male or the female, rather than leading by fear, would be the solution to this question.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense. It's the individual's abilities and efficiency that matters, not the male or the female. There are many females who have led very well, who have ruled very well, even in India. Indore, Ahalyabai Holkar, not just one Rani Lakshmibai. There have been so many beautiful Rani Karnavati, Rani Durgavati. There have been so many queens who have done well. There have been queens who have failed. There are queens who have pushed the other foreign invaders, like Nayaki Devi of Gujarat. There are queens who she drove away the Mohammed Ghoris even before they could enter. We don't even know their names in history. We haven't even heard of Ahalyabai Holkar unless you go to Indore's airport, or unless you're a resident of Indore. Nobody in India would have heard about all these people, Rani Durgavati or Tarabai. There have been so many women leaders who have ruled kingdoms even before women could have got voting rights in the other nations. India has seen women leaders leading the kingdoms. So, but it all depends on that particular person's efficiency and capacity. If that person, if that lady is good enough, we have had kings crowning their daughters as the next ruler instead of their sons. But if she's not good enough, we have had kings crowning their sons instead of their daughters. Both way. I think the gender bias should never come, it should never be an issue at all. It's all, we have to look at the broader level. There are so many male leaders who have been so efficient. Today we are enjoying independence because of so many male freedom fighters who have given up their lives towards this nation's freedom, our India's freedom. Similarly in other countries also. So we can never cause this discrimination. Why at all this question?
Yeah, very well said. But that's how the reality is, and we have to live in
True.
the reality. And
True.
it would be really nice if more women started realizing this fact, and to each for their own should be the motto of their lives. What have been some of the life lessons that you have learned along your journey that more women, other women wanting to assume influential positions or positions that impact the society in a positive way can learn?
Basically, I told you, learning from each and everything around you is what I have always wanted to. Like what I told you, the 24 gurus. There are quotes, let noble thoughts come from every direction. So I think whether it's a woman or a man, the goal should be towards knowledge and not towards materialism. If it is towards knowledge and devotion, we can feel that eternal peace inside our body, inside our mind, both mind-wise, body-wise. It gives us that sense of fulfillment. So that what I have learned, life's lessons I have learned is from my mother. Never waste a single moment. My mother used to hate people who wasted not money but time. Time is really precious. So she would say, "You in the 5 நிமிஷத்துல ஒரு பாட்டு பாடி இருக்கலாமே. You could have learned Kambodi and you could have practiced this." So time really is so precious, and the life's lessons which Bhagavad teaches, Kaumara Acharayat Prajnaha, catch them young. That comes in Srimad Bhagavatam, Saptama Skandam. Catch them young is from this Kaumara Acharayat Prajnaha. Durlabham Manusham Janma. This human life is precious life. So with this we can create miracle. We can also cause destruction. So it's up to you to whether you are an atom bomb or a priceless treasure. So choose to walk on the dharmic path. Always think of good, see good, hear good, think of the nice positive things, and most important life's lessons is make people around you happy while you are also happy in the right direction. So that will give you lot of happiness when you make others happy. Even joking the smallest, silliest joke and making them laugh and seeing them smile, that gives you a lot of enthusiasm and energy. So try to make people, others around you happy, and that makes you happy. So I think that is the greatest wonderful life's lessons that I would always love, to make people happy while making ourselves happy in the dharmic path, in the right direction. So these are some of life's lessons. Kshanameva ganyam, every moment, every second is precious. So
That's a very valuable lesson, and today with all these distractions, I think it's a lot more important than it normally should. Are you ready for some rapid fire questions?
oh yeah, sure.
Which woman inspires you and why?
My mother. My mother, because she was full of love, so such a strict disciplinarian but loving at the same time, an oxymoronic combination. Very innocent, very inspiring, even but a perfectionist. It was my 12th mark was 1165 out of 1200 in 1996, when 100 out of 100 or 200 out of 200 was not given so easily. But still she said, are you a 35 mark pedte, you lost 35 marks. So even a state first in commerce, you said all India third in CA and on all India first in direct taxes. She said, oh, only all India third in the CA? Why, what about the first and the second? So always aiming at the top, is one thing that really motivated both me and my brother. So our only goal in life was to make her happy. So if we got more marks and if we sang well, if we did something good, that was to make her pleasant and make her smile, make her smile. Truly, she would just smile, smallest smile. She would say 100 out of 100 good, and that would be great for us. So greatest inspiration, my mother, inspiring woman.
Very nice. What has been your biggest fear in life, and what is your greatest strength in life?
Fear, strength. Strength is definitely my gurus, my father. They're all my strength. My fear, strength, I can tell you, I actually don't fear anything, not even death. I think that's because of my gurus sowing the seeds of spirituality. I don't even fear death.
What is success according to you, and what success habits do you have or have cultivated in you?
Success is a very relative term. I would usually ponder and often wonder, if somebody goes to Tyagaraja Swami or Purandara Dasan and asks them, what is success to Tyagaraja? What is success to Tyagaraja Swami? Seeing Kodanda Pani, seeing Rama would be success to Tyagaraja Swami. Seeing Purandara Vittala as Makarakundala Dari would be success to Purandara Dasa. So success is a very relative term. For me, what is success? For me, if I can make people happy by giving solace through this Harikatha. So when so many people, even when mentally retarded people, some people, they come back, the parents come back and they say they don't remember my name, but my son who is mentally retarded, he remembers your name. Then I think that is success, because your name, your face is etched in the mind of that particular mentally retarded, disabled individual. How? Through Bhagavad Vishaya, through Bhagavad Bhakti. So that is the power of God's name and God's stories. And music, the power of music, I think it crosses all barriers, whether they can understand or not. I'm not sure if you would have been able to understand a Todi or a Kambodi or even what I would have said. But definitely, how do they remember even my face? It creates some kind of a relationship. So I think success is, for me, it's giving happiness to people around me through
Okay.
this art form.
Very nice. What is the most significant barrier for a woman to assume leadership position?
Barrier. As you said, multitudes of roles. We have a lot of things to multitask. So the barrier can be when you are really needed at that particular moment. You might not be able to spend that particular time because you have other priorities in family. Because as a woman, definitely the woman's role in a family, a mother's role in a family, a daughter-in-law's role, a daughter's role, it assumes huge significance. So in that sense, that could be a barrier, but otherwise, I don't see much barriers as a woman leader.
What is the one core message that you constantly receive from your gurus or from the people you look up to?
One core message. Constantly that my gurus keep saying, again, this life, this human body is a precious one. Use it for the betterment of the world. Whatever you can, with your time, energy, soul, give it to the society so that Vasudeva Kutumbakam, the whole world, can live peacefully.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Lots of wisdom, pearls of wisdom that we have collected today. And I'm hopeful that many of our listeners are going to benefit tremendously by listening to this. Thank you so much for being on our show, where we are trying to understand the inner journey of a person. Thank you.
Thank you. It was my pleasure to meet you. Very happy.
Placing immense value on working towards a higher purpose in life, Vishaka walks the path carrying humility along with knowledge. Not only did she shine in her academics with an All India third rank in her CA exams and an All India first rank in direct access exams, she radiates her brilliance in bringing out the essence of values prescribed in our ancient scriptures through her art form, the Harikatha. She entertains, educates, and enriches minds with values, gives a sense of fulfillment, and beyond all these, she equips people to face the world in a better, in a more dignified way. Thank you, Srimati Vishaka Hari, for spreading valuable messages of love and peace throughout the world. Salutations to such inspirers in our lives. Thank you so much for listening in. I look forward to receiving your comments on how you like this conversation and if you found it inspiring. I'm also glad to receive any questions you would like me to ask our next guest. Do write to me at empress@bhogya.online. Also, please do visit us at bhogya.online slash the impressive empress to get to know more of such leader and how you can lead like the impressive empress.